guys, how's it going? Welcome back of course to the Time Bomb channel, and I hope all is good, excellent in your part of the world. Watch review today of this very pretty Orient Star green dial, and that's ref RE-AU0107E 00B. This one has been lent into the channel by the lovely people at First Class Watches. They're adding more and more brands to their offer, so please do hit them up. Let them know you've come from the Time Bomb channel, and they'll do their best to help you with price matching. So it's very pretty, and many describe it as a Seiko Sub killer. So let's just zoom in and find out. So yeah, so as to whether it's a Seiko Sub killer or not, I suppose in some respects, yes it is, because Seiko Subs now in good condition are becoming increasingly hard to find, so this one's readily available. So yeah, that makes it a bit of a winner in that case. But anyway, kicking off with some key specs. These retail in the UK for around £529. The dimensions across, it's 38.5 mils across. It's around 12, just under 12 mils deep. And then north to south, it's a very manageable 47 mils. And then you've got 20 mil lugs, and that bracelet then tapers down to 18 mils here at the clasp. So the dimensions, let me just pop it on wrist. Yeah, so what I was saying is those dimensions, I think for many people, my wrist is 7.25 for reference. I mean, it sits brilliantly. The weight of it and the curve of the ligature around there, I think, you know, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's a really very good looking watch. And I think dimensions wise, the other thing I wanted to say, that maybe the one thing that I did think about when I saw it popping out the box, it reminded me a little bit of the Tissot Gentleman. But of course the specs on this one, you know, are going to mean that this is going to fit far more wrists than a Tissot Gentleman will ever do. Zoom in a fraction more. So up top then, of course, you get sapphire crystal, and buzzing away inside is Orient's own movement, in-house movement, excuse me, is the F6N43, and that provides around 50 hours of power reserve, as you can see from the indicator at the top. And as with all Orients, the rotor sound and the winding action are quite audible. So have a quick listen. So don't be alarmed by it, because this is what they all sound like. Yeah, it's quite a heavy winding movement, but as I say, that's my experience on all Orients. The rotor on here is considerably quieter though than on the Bambino. Yeah, much better. So yeah, as I say, the rotor on the Bambino really puts me off the watch completely. It's a great watch to look at, but it just sounds so, you know, it sounds like your lawnmower rather than a finely tuned automatic wristwatch. This one is very different. And if you want to look at it as well, you can see the movement around the back there. You know, it's quite pretty, and they've done a lot of finishing on those plates and rotors and things. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a very good watch to look at. I also think that having the power reserve indicator at the top there is a nice little touch as well. I think it might help overexcited owners from overwinding the watch. The watch, of course, is all about that dial. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a green hue as well, that you don't often see. They've gone for something there which is very slinky forest, elfin green. Really very nice indeed. I mean, just zoom in a fraction more. I mean, I cannot fault that dial at all. It is absolutely stunning. So for £529, you are getting a dial quality here that is, you know, on par with, you know, watches that cost, you know, £1,500. The other thing that I like about it as well is that you've got very limited use of Roman numerals at the 12 and the 6 there as well. The date window is okay there over at the 3. Let me just get the hand out the way so you can see it better. Hands out of the way. So yeah, it's pretty clear. It's clear up close, but I do find when it's on the end of your wrist, that do happen to peer a little bit. But because it's white, it stands out quite nicely. So again, not too bad on a date window. The retort as well there is quite steep, as you can see, sort of drops down but I do like the minute track as well. It's quite sort of subtle in its little black print around those around the edges. Legibility is good, but in some lights, because it's so very shiny, it can get a little bit shiny, but it's fairly restricted to the key points around the watch. The hour markers again pop quite a lot, so again I think it's just a case of getting used to it. The bezel itself then, excuse me, getting fingerprints, the bezel's polished, and then you get that lovely brushing on the sides of the case flanks. Excellent. The lug curvature is good, and it sits just about the bottom of that case back down there as well. I think as well that the case profile is very pleasing to look at, isn't it? That slab of steel curves down there. Very nice indeed. Where was I going to say? Yeah, the only negatives on the case body itself is essentially a little bit the end link there. It doesn't quite fill the space between the lugs there, and I know that they can do it because if you have a look at this dive watch over here on the right, you can see that they found an end link that sits better in there. It has a female end link here as well, so that doesn't extend the lugs, and again allows it to sit nicer on wrist as well. One second. Yeah, so this is what I was referring to before about the way that it sits and holds the shoulders of your wrist very well indeed, and again contributed to by the lack of the protruding male end link there. So a lot of consideration gone into this one. Yeah, they've done a very good job of it. The bracelet is very slinky. It's quite highly polished, but again finishing on both sides, again very good indeed. The clasp is a little bit, it's sort of okay. It's a little bit of an afterthought, and I think they could have gone with a micro adjust, an on-the-fly adjuster, because you've only got a few micro adjusters there, and you've got no half links on the bracelet links there to get that perfect fit. So obviously this is not a size for me, but it'd be interesting to know how well people are finding sizing these, because as I say, you've just got those three little spots there to make that that fit. So again, slight, but again, it's common for a lot of brands. They put so much attention and design into the head and the bracelet, and they get round to the clasp and they go, yeah, we'll just chuck that clasp on it. It just seems to be increasingly omnipresent, that sort of weak clasp on watches. The loom is okay on here. It's a dress watch, so again it's clean and clear, but again the slight odd choice with the loom dots for the hour markers, because they are so very small. Perhaps loom stripes in the hour markers might have been a better option on this one, but again it's clean and clear, and you can probably see it on your night maneuvers. We do like this one here at the Time Bomb channel. It's such a pretty watch, and that green is fantastic. So much fun. Really good to look at. You put it on your desk and you'd be just looking at it all day long. Would I wear it? Oh my god, yes. It's freaking beautiful. It's probably a little bit shiny, but then again, in your office environment, I think it's probably going to look glorious. Orient Star have been on my wish list for ages. I mean, this particular diver of theirs, it looks absolutely brilliant. It's a little bit dressy for a diver, but again, I just can't help, loving the looks of it. Anyway, those are my thoughts as always. Do drop your comments down below. Let us know your thoughts on this one. Do give the guys over at First Class Watches a shout. Let them know you've come from the channel as always. And thanks as always for your time and for your view. And we'll catch you all in the next vid. Cheers, guys. Says, let's pop the crown back in there. Too busy yabbering and forgetting with the minor details. Anyway, catch you all in the next vid. Cheers, guys.